What's up, y'all? My eyes are still red. I should have put some eye drops in, huh? One tip was good. A lot of y'all be asking me where can y'all find this song. You can't. I know a lot y'all like my intro music. And I got a lot more new music coming here that I'm using as intros. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can't find none of my shit. Now you can find certain things like some certain so like there's some stuff I got directly off Spice, like the organ beats. The stuff I have with just like an organ bed, you can find that stuff on Splice. But as far as my music that I use, you can't find it. I get music exclusive for me and me only. And I don't share. All right? So now that we got that out the way, how y'all doing, fellow Americans? How my fellow Americans, my red-blooded Americans, how y'all doing? Y'all good? We are gonna be talking about Tyler Perry and how Tyler Perry hates black people. Tyler Perry, and I know, and this isn't just about his new movie, this is about the overall breadth of his career. So I don't want nobody coming in here later on talking about some, I didn't like that movie. It's not about one movie here and there. Open your mind. Okay? So it's not about one particular movie. It's about everything. It's about the movies. It's about the writing. It's about the subject matter. It's about the execution. And so what we about to do is today, we about to go on we're going to talk about black excellence and what it once was and how basically Tyler Perry lowered the bar to basement, bottom dwelling levels. And because he's a billionaire, we're all supposed to just fall in line and say, well, at least he's a billionaire. Let me start off by saying, will at least somebody's a billionaire? Let me say it's very clear and no uncertain terms. When you judge people based on their money, you're a fucking idiot, okay? And I say that with love. But this is a love lesson right here. You're a fucking idiot. All right? That's why when it comes to money, who gets money, there are powers that control the levers as to where the money goes. Why does Tyler Perry get funding and opportunities and screenings for Medea movies, but we spent the last 25 years trying to get a fourth Friday? John Witherspoon done died and passed away, rest in peace. Tiny Zeus Lister done passed away, rest in peace. Those brothers were alive 20 years. The world wanted another Friday, but they didn't give it to us. But we got this shit. You gotta ask these questions. There are people that are allowed to make certain amounts of money. So when you come out the gate, well, at least they got that much money. You're a fucking idiot, okay? And I say that respectfully, and I say that with love. But I say it also to jar your mind. You're a fucking idiot, all right? And I mean that. I mean that. If you look at what's in their account, and you judge them based off what's in their account, and not the content and what they bringing, you're a fucking idiot. Especially when you know you live in a world that pays lots of money to mislead people. All right? This country pays to mislead you. We hear it in the music. All those dope hip-hop artists, rap artists before 93, a lot of them cats didn't get promotion in 99. We didn't get to hear no X-Clan in 98, 99, 2000. We didn't get to hear UGK as time went on. We didn't get to hear a lot of that good hip-hop. A lot of that went away because the people with money paid artists to talk about hoes and clothes like Jay-Z and Puffy And they use their money to either kick out the artists that didn't talk about hoes and clothes, or make those artists that didn't start talking about that. So you should already know, using your fucking mind, that usually those with the most money are the ones that are most likely to be misleading us. Deductive reasoning, that's all. So we're gonna get into that. But before I get started, I gotta say what's up to my chat room. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for joining me. I can't go through everybody's name because I just got right to running my mouth. I didn't mean to start talking like that. Oh, I got a super chat already. What's up? Oh, you said check my email? Okay. Email me. Like, I'll check my spam. I'll be checking my emails. I don't have anything. I don't know if it went to my spam drive. No, I'll check my spam. All right. I'll be because I got a pretty good spam filter. So let me check. I'll check it. Or just email me, because if it's from a few days ago, I be so goddamn busy. I be checking my emails as soon as they come. Usually if my phone's in my hand, I get something, I'll check it right away. So if I ain't get this send it to me again. Yeah, I'll make sure I check. Yeah, that's it. info@dewannbe.com. Thanks, Quan. Send it to me again, and then I'll check. I'll make sure I check my my junk drive also. But we off the bat, out the gate, we talking about what it is. Does Tyler Perry hate black people? And here's the reason why that subject came. This is from a couple weeks ago. I did this. I planned on talking about this a couple weeks ago, but then around that same time, that's when the whole Trump thing happened with him getting shot at. And that was all around the time Kamala getting, like, Joe Biden stepping down. So I kind of my content went around, what was going on. So we circling back to some remarks Tyler Perry made a couple weeks ago. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard these remarks. So this won't be new to you guys, but for everybody else who haven't heard it, this is what we're talking about here. Let's listen to these remarks by Tyler Perry, and then from there, let's go into talking about what we're talking about today. All right. This is from a interview he had with a Kiki. I keep saying Kiki White, Kiki Shepherd, Kiki something. I forget. Keely and the B. Goddamn it.
Yeah, but what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes.
You notice how they love cussing when it come to us, when they gotta put us black people in line. These niggas, they cuss real. You notice how these niggas like Tyler Perry, you ain't never heard Tyler Perry say a cuss word in his goddamn life. But when he's talking to black people like Roland Martin, y'all saw, you stupid fools, y'all just dumb. These Democrat niggas love talking shit to us, don't they? They love talking shit. So that's the full statement. So now, what we about to do is we about to go through this statement line by line. All right. I want y'all to hear the full statement uninterrupted first, and now we're gonna go back and break down what he's talking about word for word. Okay, let's listen.
Yeah, but what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to
right there. Let's start right there. A place that God. That's the first thing these hustling ass niggas do. Signs of a hustler. Y'all ready to go through signs of a hustler? Mods, take notes. I need my mods to take notes. Mods, can y'all get notes from me? Because I can't do two things at once. I need my mods to take notes. This is the spirit talking through me right now. We're about to go through the signs of a hustler. Sign number 1, when they put God in it. When they talk about what God told them to do. Now, I can understand speaking through spirit, speaking your word. I understand that. But when they start putting that Jesus context on it, what God told them to do, I don't never tell y'all God told me to do shit. You get the download. You get spirit talks to you. But when it comes down to it, God told me to do this. In some ways, he has somewhat of a point. I'm sure God leads him to do a lot of things. His spirit leads him to do a lot of things. But these niggas be lying. God didn't tell you to keep putting out bullshit. What do they say in the Bible? What's that scripture say? We do things decently in order. What did Jesus do when they was in the church flipping over things, having all kind of gambling and weird shit going on? Tyler Perry, you dress as a woman in all your fucking movies. What did Jesus do when all that weird shit was going on in the church? He flipped the fucking church over. Was that goddamn story in the book? Everything I used to go to church. God was all about having a church without spot or blemish, wasn't he? So you mean to tell me God told you to write fucked up scripts, horrible, depressing lines all the time with no balance? Appreciate that, my Kwame. Keep these listed for me because I'll forget. People like to lie in the name of God. It's nothing wrong with saying God told you to do something, but usually if people who are genuine, that's usually a proactive statement. When you're under questioning, when someone, this is how you decipher between if somebody's saying it's God or not is real or bullshit. If they're being asked a question about something that you do that people are complaining about that's of low quality. We all have our highs, we all have our lows, don't we? We all have things we do good, things we do bad, things we need to get better at. I know certain people will tell me, hey, Dewan, I don't like on your podcast, I don't like the fact that you smoke weed. Or I don't like when you talk about cards. I don't tell them God told me to do cards. I'll tell them to fuck off if they don't like it. Or watch another video. Why would I put that on God? Yeah, reading cards is something that comes through my spirit. I tap into my spirit when I read cards. As a matter of fact, I can only be here another hour because I got a card session right after I do this. I'm busy. I'm always reading cards. I love that's some spiritual shit. But if somebody come to me and be like, well, Dewan, why do you read cards on your show? I'm not going to be like, because God told me to do it. I'm like, no, I do it because I want to do it. And that's how I get down. And I understand that me reading, playing cards can throw people off. I understand that. I understand people, they'll come to me for jokes. They'll come to me for information or music or whatever. And then they'll see me pull out a deck of cards like this and get creeped the fuck out. I know these cards be creeping half you niggas out when I read things. I know that. But I'm not going to hide behind God and be like, you need to listen to me and accept my card reading because God told me to do it. What kind of fuck shit is that? If you don't like reading cards, then when I start reading cards, turn to another fucking channel. I'm not going to sit here and not read cards or go around and hide behind, well, God told me to do it. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. We can be spiritual, but don't be hiding behind spirituality. Fuck all that. We can be spiritual. We can be Christian or Muslim or whatever the fuck your religion is, but don't hide behind it. I ain't taking that shit. I ain't taking that. That's right. Them cards never lie. You damn right about that. You let the card readings. Yeah. What's up, Aries? Yeah, but it's people but I do get complaints from the card readings. And I also see it in my numbers. If I have a card reading show, my numbers ain't gonna be that high, and I get it, and I'm fine with that because everything for me, everything isn't about numbers. Some things is, hey, y'all really fucks with it, and I fuck with card reading, and it's helped a lot of us out. helped a lot of people out with these card readings. My reviews are impeccable, you know? But at the same time, as a grown ass man, I still can't be hiding behind, well, God told me to do it. We have free will. At some point, nigga, you gotta own it. You choose to do this. God may have told you to get into it, but you choose to continue the bullshit. That's your choice. Don't put that on God. I'm pretty sure God understood the first couple movies being tick tacky because you had to get it done. But you got a whole fucking studio and billions of dollars at your disposal now. God ain't with bullshit. Don't put bullshit on God. Speaking of reviews, I just got some new reviews on breakthroughcards.com. Precise and timely. I'm professional with these card reading, y'all. I don't play. And I do not repeat my card. If y'all worried because I'm a comedian and I talk a lot, if y'all worried I'm gonna tell y'all stories after I read y'all cards, ask yourself, have you ever heard me tell a story about reading cards to any client? I don't play around with that shit. When I read cards, that's between me and you. And furthermore, the minute I'm done, the minute I send you your reading after we're done, I done forgot about your ass because I'm on to something else. No disrespect, but I don't, when it comes to my cards, man, I don't play around with people's emotions. And nah, private shit is private shit. You know what I mean? But you see the 5-star reviews. You see the 5-star reviews for those who, the 5-star reviews just keep going. They just keep going, you know? So you can book your reading right now at breakthroughcards.com. Anyway, let's get further into what he's talking about here. Tyler Ferry. Let's see here. There we go.
Find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is
right there. Do you see the juxtaposition he just drew between the person that's struggling and the highbrow person that drives a Volvo and goes to therapy? You see how he just split Black America in two? And he just made it seem as if the Black Americans who are struggling are the ones that can relate to his movies. Do you know how long I fucking struggle with money? And I can't relate to your shit, Tyler Perry? I done been broke, nigga. I done been struggling trying to figure out how tomorrow's bill is gonna get paid. Niggas still go through that sometimes. I ain't no goddamn, I still ain't no motherfucker that got a whole lot of goddamn money. I'm just like most other black people, and sometimes you don't know how that fucking bill is gonna get paid. But it get paid because spirit finds a way. You know what I mean? Things find a way. Just because we live at a certain level of life, people I know that had kids out of nowhere, had parents that abandoned them. Just because they live those kind of lives don't mean those kind of stories define them. And to have a movie or two or 3 or 4 about that kind of life, that's cool. But black people have a wide range, of things that we go through. Let's go back.
who cannot get in the Volvo and disenfranchised, who can large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go.
Tyler Perry, I'm disenfranchised, nigga. My name is DeJuan Brown with a college degree, and I had 9 years banking experience, and I couldn't get a fucking job in banking to save my goddamn life. I had to change whole career fields, and I know I don't have a Volvo. You know how hard it is as a black man to live in Southern California? Thank God I learned how to run my own business, because if I was dependent upon a job, I got family members, I'm not going to say who, but I got certain family members. I got a family member right now with a master's degree and 15 years experience working HR. And that man had to drive Uber and work at UPS for 4 or 5 years because he couldn't get a fucking job with a master's degree. Master's degree. Master's degree. And he had to drive Uber and work. He had because UPS wouldn't put him on full time, so he had to work UPS part time and drive Uber the other part time to feed his family. Then when he finally got a goddamn job, the COVID virus took that out. That was worth his pay, and he went right back to working a regular ass job with a fucking master's degree. We struggling out here, Tyler Perry. We struggling out here, you billionaire bastard, for you to say some shit like that. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. To say because those of us struggling out here trying to live day to day because we some highbrow Negroes because we don't like your corny ass movies. What kind of shit is that? I take offense to that. I got people right now that wish they can get a car reading from me, that really want to get a car reading from me, but they can't. They cannot afford it. And $350 ain't shit. $360 at the end of the day, with all the money in the economy, $360 ain't shit. And what it provides you. But people can't get it, and I understand. Because with gas prices going up the way they are, you got people always ignore the working middle class. You got the people who don't got the fucking Volvo. They got a Honda. They got a Toyota. They got a goddamn struggle Chevy. And they work a full-time job, maybe two. They got daycare they got to pay for their kids. They got rising costs of milk, gas. Tyler Perry, you don't really feel this. But there's people out there working right now making $90,000 a year that would love to pay $350 for a reading or spend $350 on a good massage. You know, one of the real nice massage places, Burke Williams or some shit like that. Some self-care. They would really like to go on a vacation. They would really like to do something to really benefit them because they working 60 hours a fucking week and they struggling. Nigga, it's hard out here right now on us. And you want to go around and draw a dividing line between black people and say all the ones that struggling, like, no, nigga. Even struggling niggas like good movies. How about that? I was raised in South Central LA. Look, black people have equality. I was raised in the hood, South Central, and guess what? If a movie sucked, nigga, we talked about it. It sucks. Just because I live in South Central and I ain't got and I don't drive a Volvo, don't mean I want bad movies. What kind of shit is that? Am I missing something? Last I checked, movies like House Party, movies like Do the Right Thing. Like, look at John Singleton, Boys in the Hood. Yeah, he did Boys in the Hood early, but he also gave us Higher Learning. And black people loved both. Because we can relate to Boys in the Hood. We can. We ain't all highbrow. We can relate to that. But we can also relate or aspire to Higher Learning. Higher Learning dropped in the 94, 95. That's when my sister was going to college and I was going into high school. I was always a huge Ice Cube fan. So Ice Cube and Higher Learning, I related to his character. Even when I was in college. I took 6.5 years to graduate college. I was a super senior when I was in college. But I took time to learn the content of the knowledge in the books. And if I had too many classes to where I couldn't digest this information, I would drop 2 classes, drop 3 classes, drop 1 class, so I could still live my life and party, because nigga DeWan was gonna party. College life, nigga, I'm partying like a motherfucker. But I related to that character Ice Cube had. You know, you do it for the knowledge. The degree is some secondary shit. I ended up getting my degree, but what's more than the degree I got out of college was really learning how to decipher and break down the information and to get substance out of the information. The substance of college is what I got. more so than what I learned in college itself. But I was able to be on that vibration because of the movie Higher Learning. When Ice Cube told Omar Epps to read this shit for yourself. Y'all remember that scene? You can do it all. But no, you want to keep giving us this bullshit and say, oh, this is what black people who struggle to live day to day go through. Man, what the fuck? We go through a lot of things. You know what else struggle niggas like? You know what else niggas that struggle like? Movies like House Party. Let's keep going to this bullshit he talking about.
To therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And
no, we're not highbrow looking with our nose in the air. We like quality. Black America has always demanded quality. Quality has always been a top thing. Going back to the RO sharecropping days, you couldn't, if you go back to my interview with Mr. Bobby Rush talked about how when he was on a chilling circuit in the 40s and the 50s, he couldn't just play the guitar. He couldn't just sing. You had to play the guitar, you had to sing, you had to dance, and you had to make people laugh. You had to act. If you didn't have a 5-tool show on the chilling circuit in the 40s and the 50s and the 30s, then you wasn't gonna cut it. You had to bring it. That's not highbrow. That's a standard. This is why I'm saying Tyler Perry hates black people. He's calling black people with a standard highbrow. He's making a standard a negative. How do you make having standards a negative? This is what our grandparents was raised on. No, I'm going to Nicholas Brothers. This is what our parents was raised on right here, our grandparents. Our grandparents was raised on this. This is the Nicholas Brothers and Cab Calloway. This is what is this highbrow? 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 This is all done in one take. Y'all know this is done in one take? This was done in one take. Let's go to the grand finale. This right here. This was done in one take, y'all. This is black excellence. Shit! You see that? This is. Do y'all know that was done in one take? The Nicholas Brothers, and do y'all know that the Nicholas what's that on what's that movie? That's the Nicholas Brothers. What's the movie? Do y'all know that Harry Nicholas, one of the Nicholas Brothers? That's him right here. Harold Nicholas. Y'all remember this scene in the Five Heartbeats? Y'all remember the dance instructor? That's not how you do it. That's why I'm always going forever love Robert Townsend for that. You see how he did that? brought in the Nicholas brothers. That's Robert Townsend is black excellence. And it's said, I don't know if this is true, but it is said that Tyler Perry had a lot to do with Robert Townsend getting boxed out of the industry. That's what's said. I don't know if it's true. That's what's said. So Christopher Ellis. Oh, it's a YouTube showed my last broadcast, but it was because I played that race. I played that race yesterday on the major channels don't like when you play their sports, and so I have it in editing right now. I'm editing that part of yesterday's show out, and it'll come back. It'll be back up on YouTube hopefully sometime later today. All right. So he's basically saying that having a standard is highbrow. That's not highbrow. The Nicholas brothers come from farmers. These is people that came from straight up way more struggle than we deal with. They didn't have no goddamn Section 8 back then. They didn't have government cheese. A high standard is what it took for you to get our money back then.
Then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were made.
My grandmother was a caregiver. My mother wasn't, but my grandmother was. It was this lady named Miss Victor. And I didn't realize who Miss Victor was until long after she died. When I was in elementary school, my grandmother would pick me up like once a week. She would take me over to Miss Victor's house. And I thought my grandmother, as a kid, I didn't know what my grandmama was doing. I just saw Miss Victor had a pool. I wanted to get in. She would just tell me to sit down. And I would see my grandmother cleaning up the kitchen and doing shit like that. I grew up in that too, Tyler Perry, where I had to go watch my grandmama clean a white lady's house. I was from the age of 5 until 9. My grandmother would take me over to Miss Victor's house. I remember that. Like, well, you ain't no special nigga. And
it's like whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids really know what it's like, whose mothers and.
When was the last time you really knew what it was like? Those of us that are living that are criticizing your movie today, Tyler Perry, we're dealing with inflation that has gone up crazy since the pandemic. We the people that are dealing with triple the gas prices, triple the cost of food, triple the cost of milk. Who the fuck are you to tell us what people really go through? That's some highbrow Negro shit right there to say, well, I've gone through so much struggle. No. This is why the subject is that Tyler Perry hate black people. Because he's equating, what I see here is him framing black people no different than David Duke frames black people. No different than Fox News. Listen to this shit. He sounds like Fox News. Close your eyes and imagine Tyler Perry on Tucker Carlson. Close your eyes and just imagine he's on Fox News with Tucker Carlson.
And go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you?
It's not discounting those people. It's saying, yes, their story matters. And there are more stories to tell. That's what it's saying. It's not discounting them. And it's not even discounting them in the story. Really what we're discounting is the quality of your execution. You make black people look like shit. Think about it. Imagine if you 20 years old, a 20-year-old black kid, you didn't grow up on Higher Learning. You didn't grow up on Friday, on Strictly Business, on the Cosby Show, on A Different World, Martin, and those higher quality. You didn't see none of that because that was all done before you was born. And you're 20 years old, and the primary movies you've been seeing your whole life have been Tyler Perry films. What does that put in your mind about the quality of black artistry and black art? Think about it. Think about this. See, a lot of us listening, we see the contrast. We see the difference between him and Spike Lee, him and John Singleton. These kids don't. These kids didn't grow up on Spike Lee. These kids didn't grow up on John Singleton, Robert Townsend Jr., Keenen Ivory Wayans. They grew up on this shit. Did he not lower the bar? Did he not lower the bar?
You to be able to say which black story is important or should be told. Get out of here with that bullshit.
See how they are? Get here that book. They love cussing us out. No. It's not about which story. It's, first off, whatever story you tell, do it of a higher quality. Hire some fucking writers. Just do that. We can just start with that. Keep your little struggle stories. But can you execute it better? Because we as a people, we're not highbrow because we're asking for a standard. And this is why, let's go around to why I'm talking more about this and why I say Tyler Perry hates black people. When you watch his movies, when you see the stories he tells, and when you see him chastise us for criticism, does he sound any different than Megyn Kelly? Does he sound any different than Jesse Lee Peterson? Does Tyler Perry sound any different than Andrew Tate? Did he sound any better than any of these Negroes or Negro adjacent people, white folks, that group black people into this small struggle area? Did Tyler Perry sound any better than Fresh and Fit? Oh, everybody from the hood, huh? Oh yeah, Aaron Magruder. Why can't Aaron Magruder get more of a budget? Every time Aaron Magruder get a show that pop off, they saddle his shit. Boondocks, Black Dynamite, Black Jesus. 3 great Aaron Magruder shows. All of them got sacked. Not because of ratings. Black Jesus was number 1 on Comedy Central. They still sacked it. Black Dynamite was number 1 on Comedy Central. They still sacked it. But Tyler Perry get to keep making films. Who's controlling this? Who? What? Yes, Tyler is another Oprah. And I'm glad you brought that up, DSB, because I want to get to Oprah and her playing it. Notice Oprah is the queen / kingmaker for degeneracy, debauchery, and bullshit. She put this a motherfucker on. Oprah could have backed. She could have really pushed for more John Singleton films. It's people we don't even know about that had what's his name? Mario Van Peebles. Look at Mario Van Peebles. He gave us Posse, Mario Van Peebles. Why everything Mario Van Peebles gave us was some good shit. The only thing can you imagine Mario Van Peebles with Tyler Perry's budget and access to theaters? Can you imagine that? This nigga acting like he the only one. You ain't the. You mean he goes on? Well, I grind hard, nigga. You know how many jobs I got, Tyler Perry? Don't disrespect us niggas out here that grind. I take offense to that. Because they like throwing black people in all one bummy ass category. Like we all just sitting around complaining and struggling. No, nigga. When we do things, we have a quality. Because when I open up my black company, my black job, there's a certain quality to what I do. You order a t-shirt from me, you're going to fucking get it. You email me, I'm going to respond if it's a customer service issue. I got all these fucking jobs I do. I got the advocacy company, IEPs, doing anti-racism training in corporate America under this company. I got anti-black racism trainings that I do to major corporations. Nigga, I got my cardology company, goddamn it, Tyler Perry. It's a lot of shit niggas do. We ain't just sitting around complaining about your bum ass movies. No, nigga. We business owners out here who give a certain look. I respect my black audience and my black fans. See, Tyler Perry, he's no different than Fox. When I saw that bullshit ass interview, like I ain't never said nothing about Tyler Perry. I got friends that have done his movies. He's giving money, he's putting money in people I know pocket. You know what I mean? So I ain't wanna. So I've always stayed quiet on Tyler Perry. I've never said nothing. But that interview right there, that shit pissed me off. Nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna be quiet and listen to this nigga keep giving out struggle movie after struggle movie after struggle movie after struggle movie and say, hey, I do it for black people who are struggling. No, niggas who struggle want to see excellency too. We want to see excellence. Yvette Wade, appreciate the Cash App. Just because we struggling don't mean we don't want to see excellence. Matter of fact, the excellence is what inspires us to get out of the struggle. Am I lying? When you know you in a mickety muck, mickety muck, you need a vision. You need to see something of a certain quality, of a certain pristineness, of a certain excellency that makes you look at your current environment and say, you know what? This environment is not enough anymore. I want something better. And that's what black art used to do. That's what we do when we don't have those folks behind us. When it's us, we know that we be in some bullshit. We know we in and around bullshit. We already know we struggling. Nigga, we want to see something and experience a piece of art that's going to grow us beyond the struggle. Some people don't have people in their environment. See, me, I'm blessed. I got my parents and I got people I know that have, that are at a certain level. So I was able to see it. Even though my parents had 9-to-5 jobs, my parents couldn't teach me nothing about being a business owner. There were people in our neighborhood in View Park that were. My cousin, my Uncle Michael, who died, damn, it's next month is gonna be, he died the same day Tupac got shot in 96. Last time I saw him was the day Tupac got shot. He died when I was 15. He had an eyeglass shop. He was the only person I saw. Everybody else I saw around me had jobs. So when I went to college, that was off the memory of my uncle who died when I was 15. But just seeing my uncle, Michael, open up an eyeglass shop. And when I walked into his shop, you know what I mean? Be like, okay, all right. It is a little more than what I see out here. There's a little more than what's around me. You know what I mean? Movies like Class Act, a funny movie with Kid and Play. The juxtaposition between Duncan Pender Hughes and his family and Blade Brown. A different world. Gave you shit to aspire to. And it's those kind of messages that help us as a people grow. That's why I beg the question, does Tyler Perry hate black people? Because look at what the fuck he's giving us. This right here. Look at this. My cousin Michael, right before he died, I call him, he's my cousin, but I call him my uncle. Right before he died, he built this right here. He tried to get an eyeglass shop in South Central LA for 10 years, 15 years, 10 years. Because this is about to open in 96. LA, before the LA riots, they would not allow him to open up an eyeglass shop in LA. So he had to open up all of his eyeglass shops in like Monrovia, Azusa, out that way. Because South Central LA wasn't allowing black businesses like eyeglass shops. So when the riots happened in 92, they had a thing called Operation Rebuild LA. And it forced them to start opening up black businesses again in LA. And if you're in LA, you know those corner Manchester Square, Vermont, 83rd. That's for all you niggas that's in. This is children's. This is children's court right here. One of the children's courts. But anyway, those of you who know this intersection, you know what I'm talking about. They would not allow black people to open up. They would not allow my uncle to open up an eyeglass shop in South Central LA. But when Operation Rebuild LA happened, he finally got a permit to open something up. And he designed this. He designed this shit himself. He was an eye doctor, but he designed this building. And he submitted it. He submitted all of the specs to an architect, and had an architect put it together. And yeah, that's my cousin. Hell yeah, I love looking at that. But it's like, oh shit, my bad. So, but like the thing, what happened was he died he died 2 months before this opened up. He had finally finished it. This was supposed to open up October 1996, and he died September 96. So he never got to see his building open. But I say that for a reason, Tyler Perry. Niggas need inspiration. We don't always get it at home. We need somebody outside the home with a little more vision than us, a little more, whatever we don't have. We need to see it outside of us. And some of us, I was blessed to have a little bit of that in my family. But every black person, especially the ones you talking about, Tyler Perry, you want to talk about black people struggling, certain people ain't got that in their family. They ain't got that story. So they look to that TV screen to aspire to be something better. And you just giving them back the bullshit that they see every day. What kind of shit is that? Do you really like black people? I gotta ask this question, Tyler Perry. Do you really fuck with us? Because what I'm saying, you ain't no better than Disney. You ain't no better than Fox. Struggle ass stories, a whole bunch of struggle shit, nothing to aspire to. Trauma porn. Human beings that's why when you look at TV for white folks, why do you think the white person always wins? White folks look at the Olympics. White folks get their asses waxed left and right. It used to be by the black folks. Now the white folks used to have their own, the Europeans had their own sports, diving and all this shit and swimming that they kept the niggas out of so they can win some gold medals. Now the Chinese are here. And China kicking their ass. But when you watch these white movies, you ain't gonna see no white man losing no fight to no non-white person. Shit. The only time you'll see in the movie that a white person loses a battle is if that white person is East German. And if it's an East German white dude against an American white dude, the East German white dude's gonna lose. Notice that for all the Die Hard movies, all of those tough guy movies back then, if they had another white person that was a villain, they always had dark hair and they were usually East German. Never Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Anglo-Saxon Protestants don't lose. They don't struggle. And if they do struggle, it's more of a comedy of a film. It's a satire film. It's more like, let's just have a little bit of fun. Ha, ha, ha. Because what you see every day goes and gets recorded in the mind. Entertainment, television programming. Television programming. You're programming people. Every time I pick up a mic, every time anybody picks up a mic and people are listening, it's people being programmed. Because the shit goes to your subconscious. And 90% of our brain activity is subconscious and unconscious. So if you listen to something long enough and loud enough and stay there, you're going to pick up what they're sending. And you're going to do it involuntarily. That's why they say guard your eyes and your ears. Guard your eyes and your ears. You got to watch what you bring past these because our brains are powerful. And more than 90% of what's going on, we don't understand. This little bullshit, 10%, for a lot of you niggas, 5% consciousness your brains are working with, that ain't shit. And on a surface level, you don't like the movie. Oh, I heard his most recent movie. People liked it. People were like, okay, the storyline was cool. That's why I started today's show saying it's not about the storyline. It's about the total package. It's about the imagery. What do you see? Do you see excellence of execution or do you see poor execution? Do you see? Do you hear a storyline that's making you think, making you aspire to be something, or are you just reconfirming your prejudices? That's not highbrow, Tyler Perry. That's having love for your people. It's certain things I'll never talk about on my show if it's gonna make us look feel a certain way or be a certain way. Certain shit you don't entertain, or if you do entertain it, you entertain it from a point of view of uplifting and learning. If we talk about some ratchet shit, we're gonna have a lesson, and it's still gonna be executed. It's still gonna be well written, well rehearsed, well thought out. I got a fucking documentary that I'm doing right now on the shoestring budget, Tyler Perry. I have a documentary that I am doing on a shoestring budget right now. But guess what? This shit's gonna have some motherfucking quality to it. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better motherfucking believe it. And for those of you on my Patreon level, I'm about to give you a couple interviews I did with J-Mo. I'm about to give you an interview. I'm not gonna give y'all the quad. I'm not gonna give y'all the audio. But you see the quality of this? This is our secondary camera. In my documentary, I don't have no budget, Tyler Perry, but I still had enough. I don't have my own fucking studio. So I use my lunch money and I rented out a studio. And thanks for everybody who's been donating. Every time y'all donate to my documentary, I do something with it. Like I use the money y'all donated to rent the studio out. I use the money y'all donated to put to put this all together.
Yeah, yeah, it's about the drums.
Yeah.
And so we got a couple more.
We about to get it in.
Blues, also.
So from my history, as far as church, does church borrow from the blues? I would say
you got to go to Patreon to find the answer. Does church borrow from the blues? You're going to have to go to Patreon to find the answer to that. Well, anyway, y'all know I got my documentary coming. So Tyler Perry, you talking to somebody that knows the motherfucking struggle, homeboy. And for you to turn around and marginalize us for wanting some quality, that's disrespectful. Appreciate that, Kendall. Yeah, share some love. Hit the I got it. I got my Cash App pin to the top of the I got my Cash App pin to the top. Oh, James, appreciate the Cash App. Jamar, appreciate the Cash App. Appreciate y'all. So this is why I beg the question: does Tyler Perry hate black people? Look at how he's talking about us. Look at how he views us. Look how he sees us. Look at what he gives us. He's thinking just because our economic conditions aren't the best, we deserve bullshit. And then he says God's the one that told him to do it. Rule number one: when somebody's trying to tell you that God told them to give you some bullshit, that's how you know they hustling. When they try to appeal to the lowbrow and say, hey, I'm with the streets, and they put everything bad with black America and say this is the majority. When people associate the majority of blackness with depravity and bullshit so they can make money, they're bullshitting you. That's the rule number two. When they box all of black America in to this struggle box to justify them making a lot of money off of this struggle box of black people, they're hustling you. Hey, Rob McCoy, if I drop that documentary about brisket, we're gonna have to get a picture of your mom because that's how her shit is hanging. You dig? That's what the homies told me when they ran a train on her. They said that shit look like loose brisket down there. So ask yourself, do you want that to be part of the documentary? And then we can do it. Excuse me, everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna have to answer that a little bit. So anyway, we we so anyway, so Tyler Perry, this is what I'm talking about here. When black people deserve equality. Well, Voodoo Glitch made a good point. No difference in a Tyler Perry movie and the opening of the Olympics. Wow. Yeah, it's a good point. So yeah, we gotta know that like black people, we gotta those it's time. Remember yesterday I was talking about it's time that those of us with a standard, we have to start raising our voices again. Over the last 30 years, and I remember when it started. I was a young kid. I don't know when it started. I remember when I can't say started. I remember when I first took notice of it. I first took notice of it when the Cosby Show was out in a different world, and when as hip hop started to rise, you would hear these people talk, and they would say things like, "Yo, man, I don't relate to the Cosby Show." Like a lot of hip hop would, like a lot of early hip hop, if you look at late '80s hip hop, they would juxtapose the music to the Cosby Show. This is more my real life. You know, I don't know about that Cosby Show stuff, and I get that. Everybody does need a voice. But there are a lot of black people that are in between all the way complete struggle and the Cosby Show. And I say most of us are in that middle ground between completely down and out struggle and the Cosby Show. 80% of us somewhere in the middle. Okay? And during the late 80s, and then you had, what's her name? I ain't taking no calls now. Who calling me? Oh, I got the number up right there. That's why. Let me try to take that down. And so I ain't taking no calls right now. I lost my goddamn train of thought. Chat room, help me out. I was talking about Tyler Perry. Oh yeah, Tyler Perry. Damn it. I lost what I was just saying. Damn it. Chat room, where was I? That call threw me off track. Where was I? Where was I, chat room? Where was I? Human moment, y'all. Human moment. The show isn't not rehearsed and there are no notes. Chat room, help me out. Where was I before that call came through? And I might open up the phone lines later on. No, I gotta get off pretty soon in 20 minutes because I got a reading to do. I got a reading to do a little bit. God damn it. Where the fuck was I? Chat room? Where y'all at? Y'all forgot too? Yeah, oh, Cosby Show. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Cosby Show and people can't relate. Okay. Yeah, so there's a big gulf between your parents being doctors and you having no money to buy socks and shoes. 80% of the black people live between those two extremes. Okay. And although a lot of us, I couldn't relate to the Cosby Show. Matter of fact, I wasn't a big Cosby Show fan. My parents weren't doctors. My dad was a truck driver. My mom was a secretary. So, but I could relate, and I could relate to the love in the home, and whatever areas my dad couldn't afford all the things that Mr. Cosby could afford. But I could aspire to one day be that. I could aspire, that show maybe aspire to one day, oh, that looks cool. And at the same time, I could turn around and watch a replay of Good Times and see that struggle. And I could turn around and watch the Jeffersons. And then I could watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. and then we could watch Martin, and then we could watch it all. And we're all of that. Black people, we're all of that. We're the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and we're Martin. Two people living in an apartment. We're both. And we're Tyler Perry Films. We're Tyler Perry Films too. He belongs in a part of this. And we're Menace to Society. And we're Higher Learning. And we're a different world. But in the C. Dolores Tucker, that's her name, C. Dolores Tucker. When C. Dolores Tucker was going at hip hop, you saw this shift to where Black people started gravitating to and wanting more and more lower vibrational stuff. I won't say wanting it, it started getting pushed on us. Because the rappers that talk that real substance, Digital Underground, the rappers that talk that real shit, they slowly started getting phased out as the 90s went along. And this new class of rappers talking about hoes and clothes came in. We went from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to Moesha. Moesha was a struggle show. I didn't relate to Moesha. As a matter of fact, Moesha and the Parkers. As a matter of fact, when I used to watch Moesha and the Parkers, that reminded me of chicks I ran from, especially the Parkers. Oh my God. When I saw the Parkers, those are all the chicks that, oh yeah, I don't want to be around. Where's the show In the House? Remember In the House? Old girl that was on In the House, what's her name? She ended up getting on drugs. I forgot her name. I ain't watching the Parkers. I'm watching In the House. I'm like, this shit here. But that's still our story too. But what started to happen is we started to get more and more and more of the struggle story. As the 2000s came along, just nothing but struggle. Now we don't hard. Now everything is degeneracy, debauchery, struggle, and gay shit. There's no variation of anything good. And so now all us, we're the 80%. We've been sort of browbeaten into being quiet because the ratchet ass degenerates have gotten loud. And that's devolved. It started with Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim. I didn't accept Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim. Because personally, I was like, what the fuck is this? And people are like, oh, they dope MCs. I was telling y'all ladies then. Well, so is Queen Latifah and MC Lyte. Why can't they get another deal? Huh? They made Rod Digger go sexual when she was dope as fuck before she got sexual. You know what I mean? I saw Moni Love. I saw Lady of Rage and Yo-Yo and Roxanne Shante and all these dope-ass black women MCs. And then we got Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. What the fuck is this? But back in the 90s, those of us with standards were being told, oh, no, they got to express themselves. Okay, yeah. And now you got Sexy Red and Cardi B. There you go. Happy? There's been a 30-year degrade of our standards. It started in the early 90s. The max out, we kind of maxed out on our high quality when Malcolm X came out. Remember, we had music at the time from like people like Arrested Development, Revolution. You had the X Clan going on at the time. You had movies like Malcolm X, and you saw, remember, black people wearing the X medallions. There was a certain fever on the streets, you had Different World was still on, Cosby Show was off, but now you got the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on. You got in Living Color. Arsenio, remember Arsenio? We had Arsenio. But what happened when Arsenio interviewed Louis Farrakhan? Get out of here, nigga. Oh yeah, Maya Kenwood, that was her name. On In the House. Yep, she was fine, the motherfucker. I saw her about 10 years ago in front of the comedy club, and she was wet. It was hard to see. I don't even like telling that story because I don't like telling people's bad times. So I'm not even gonna get into that story. Yeah, we got Rhapsody now. We got Rhapsody. We got No Name. We got some dope ass female MCs out there now, but they're not getting pushed. Ice Spice is the Tyler Perry of women rappers. They got a whole bunch of Ice Spices out there now, and they're pushing that. Somebody said, shouts out to me to keeping the chat open for non-subscribers. Oh, my bad. That's a mistake. Let me switch that shit up. I thought I thank you for that warning, but yeah, nah, G, you gonna have to subscribe because I'm about to change that as soon as this show's over with. I thought I had that shit in there, the chats for subscribers only. Well, that's about to change. Thank you for letting me know that. So if you ain't gonna subscribe, this is gonna be the last time you in the chat. Or subscribe. So yeah, you get to see that those folks push the bullshit and they fund the bullshit. They're the ones that allow people like Tyler Perry to exist. But we don't have to take it. We don't have to be quiet. The decent amongst us have a voice, and we should and very goddamn well need to speak up. We have a voice. We just been quiet because in the 90s, the struggle niggas started getting the loudest. The hip gangster rap got to the top in the 90s, and gangster rap gave way to the fuckboy rap. I got more hoes and clothes than you. And the fuckboys have been the loudest in the room. The gangsters have been the loudest in the room. And all the gangsters from the 90s are doing now is going on Vlad TV and gossiping about what was going on back in the 90s when they were telling us, don't snitch, don't say nothing about what you see. Now, the same niggas is all on. I was watching some shit right now with some nigga talking about Mob James took the stand on him, that Mob James is talking back now on Bomb First TV. And I'm sitting back, man, when I was a kid, I used to hear all you niggas' names thinking y'all niggas was real. All you niggas do is go on the internet and gossip. Man, please. So all you old 90s gangster niggas and tough guys from back in the day, all of you motherfucking fuck boys, I got more hoes and clothes than you. All of you ratchet niggas and chicks, you thought niggas that wear basketball, that wear socks with sandals and basketball shorts, all you male thoughts and bonnet wearing broads, is y'all turn to shut the fuck up. You've had 30 years to speak, and you ain't took us nowhere but debauchery and degeneracy. But the only way we gonna get them ratchet, sorry sons of bitches to shut up is by those of us with standards speaking up. We can no longer be afraid of these lowbrow Negroes like Tyler Perry being the loudest one in the room. We ain't highbrow, nigga, you lowbrow. Degenerate. It's time for us to speak up. Let's speak up like Auntie Maxine used to speak up. We all gotta, all you women, y'all gotta turn into Auntie Maxine. Appreciate that, Stacey Galore. Of course, the movies make money. They're giving access everywhere. Of course, the struggle niggas make the money. That's how the system works. Jay-Z makes the money because Jay-Z's giving us a line of bullshit. Puff Daddy makes the money. No different than back in the 40s. The highest paid entertainer in the 1940s was Step and Fetch It. Okay? Step and Fetch It was getting paid more than all of them. Usually the highest paid Negro is the Negro that's giving us something that we don't need. 8 out of 10 times. I'm not going to say all the time. 9 out of 10 times. The highest paid Negro is the one that's giving us a whole bunch of bullshit. And if there is a high paid Negro that's giving us what we need, they're going after his ass like they did Michael Jackson. They went after Michael Jackson after he came out with all I want to say is they don't really care about us. Yeah, you got to go down, nigga. Yeah, he made all that money. I'm glad she put that up. How much money? The ones Stacey made, the ones that make the money, especially within the industry in today's world. See, Michael Jackson was a nigga that got away. Prince was a nigga that got away. They changed them rules up after them two went through. They boxed Robert Townsend. Now you see Robert Townsend ain't. You don't see when last time you seen him. Robert Townsend never had a flop. All of his movies have been something that we hold dear. Where his budget? But Tyler Perry get one. And access to theaters. Okay. Okay. I got a car reading. I would talk to y'all a little bit longer, but I got a car reading to do in about 30 minutes. Got to read some cards. I love reading cards. Y'all know I read dice too now. That's a whole nother subject. But I got a car reading to do it about in a few minutes, so I got to get up out of here. All right. But thank y'all again for listening. And Tyler Perry, yeah, you don't fuck with black people. You fuck with niggas that you can keep getting over the same bullshit on over. And make no mistake about it, Tyler Perry movies go hard in white America. White middle America, Tyler Perry movies go in Oklahoma. Tyler Perry movies go in Missouri and Kansas. Tyler Perry movies getting played all throughout the Midwest. Don't think that black people are the only ones paying for those movies. That shit goes in the Midwest too. Middle America. They love that bullshit. I'm out to get about here. Thank y'all again for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Go to DewanB.com for all things me. Y'all have a good one.